Holding costs are all the expenses a company incurs to hold inventory items over a period of time before they are used to fill orders. Inventory carrying or holding costs generally account for 15 to 30% of a business's total inventory value. This makes it all the more important to watch your holding costs. In the next few modules, we'll look at what exactly holding costs are with relation to inventory. Inventory holding costs are directly related to the volume of inventory you hold. There are three different elements of inventory holding costs, which are capital costs, storage costs, and risk costs. Let's look at each of these three categories a little closer to understand more about holding costs associated with inventory. Capital costs are the costs required to purchase raw material or inventory items, along with financing fees, loan maintenance fees, and interest. They refer to the money that is invested in your inventory. The capital costs are generally different based on the industry that you are in. For example, service industries and manufacturing industries vary significantly with regards to operations expenses as different opportunities are available to invest in. When making decisions about capital costs and your investments, it is important to consider what opportunities there are. This is an opportunity cost analysis. Opportunity costs come into play because when looking at capital costs, you must consider what the return on your capital could have been if it was used for something other than inventory. Opportunity costs are also something very familiar to investors. When answering the question, why do investors need to consider opportunity costs when working with capital? The answer is quite simple. Investors must consider the rate of return they will receive from the opportunity so that they have some understanding of how they will continue to supply capital to an organization. And that's it. The basics of capital costs as it relates to carrying costs. We'll see you soon, right here on Lean Strategies International LLC, where you can find solutions that ignite your power. Storage costs are another important element of your holding costs. When you think of storage costs, you should think of any of the resources that you use to handle and store your inventory. These costs may be direct or indirect money spent on storage of your goods. Storage costs can also include costs for warehousing, warehouse equipment, space, rent, electricity, software, depreciation, and warehouse personnel. In most cases, storage costs are described as a percentage of your inventory value. A very important thing to keep in mind is that when you increase the volume of your inventory, your storage costs will go up too. Likewise, if you have expensive equipment, lots of unused space, or personnel, this can cause the storage costs to rise as well. On the other hand, lowering inventory frees up space, which reduces storage costs and may require the usage of less equipment, which also reduces your storage costs. With this in mind, we would like to extend a question that you can brainstorm to begin thinking about your storage costs. What items do you have at your place of work that may add to your storage costs? You can answer the question in the community upcoming assignments section, or on a piece of paper at your desk, and we'll see you again soon. One element of holding costs is risk. Risk costs are the risk that is assumed when inventory is acquired. In addition to this, risk costs refer to loss of inventory value. This is often referred to as the shrinkage that occurs within inventory. Inventory shrinkage occurs when actual inventory levels are less than what is recorded. In general, this means something has gone wrong. Formally defined, inventory shrinkage is the depletion of the actual quantities of inventory that is on hand, in process, or in transit. This may be caused by regular reductions, scrap, deterioration, or even theft. Inventory shrinkage is calculated by subtracting the actual inventory from the recorded inventory and then dividing your answer by the recorded inventory. Then you multiply the answer by 100 to convert your answer to a percentage. This percentage can be used to have an understanding of the shrinkage that may occur within your inventory. In addition to shrinkage, risk costs of inventory also include any costs that a company incurs to manage the risks of their inventory. Expenses like warehouse security, insurance, and bars on windows or locks are some examples of inventory risk costs. You now know what risk costs are with relation to inventory. Now let's challenge your mind a bit. In this lecture, you learned how to calculate inventory shrinkage. Remember, it is calculated by subtracting the actual inventory from the recorded inventory and then dividing your answer by the recorded inventory. Then you multiply the answer by 100 to convert your answer to a percentage. With this in mind, let's assume that the actual amount of inventory on hand is $100. However, your recorded inventory is $150. What would your inventory shrinkage percentage be? We look forward to hearing your answers in the community, comment section, or upcoming assignment section, and we'll see you right back here on Lean Strategies International LLC, where you can find solutions that ignite your power.